Did I just trade my cigars for a pipe? Stick around and find out. Fellas, welcome back. It's Robert, your everyday gentleman. And no, I haven't traded my cigars for a pipe, but I will tell you lately, I have been reaching for my pipe a lot more. Now, if you've been following me on Instagram, which by the way, if you haven't, I definitely recommend you do. I post a lot of just regular stuff of my everyday life, but if you do follow me already on my Instagram, then you've probably seen me post a lot about my pipes. Now, I still smoke cigars. Usually I have a cigar once a week. Usually Sunday mornings, I'll sit and have coffee and smoke a cigar, or sometimes after I do yard work, things like that. But I've been reaching for the pipe a lot more, and I'm about to go into why. Now, but before I do, I want to welcome you if this is your first time to this channel. Here I talk about, cigars, pipe, but also things like men's style, grooming, fragrances, fitness, whiskey, and other topics for the everyday man. If that's something that interests you, then consider subscribing and joining the growing EG family. And if you're already a member, I want to thank you for your continued support. And without further delay, let's talk about some pipe. Now, this isn't going to be a detailed video talking about pipe or anything like that. Really, I don't even have a script set up for this video. Really, it's just kind of letting you know a little bit about what got me into tobacco. I'm probably going to do a little bit more in-depth videos on tobacco itself, or pipe itself, I should say, because there's so many different aspects to it. Now, before I get into it, if you don't like smoking, that's perfectly fine. Really, for me, this is a hobby. It's something that's relaxing. Both cigars and pipe is just something I do just to chill and hang out, socialize, things like that. Like anything, whether it's pipe, whiskey, anything like that, always do things in moderation. Anything really in excess is going to be bad for you, but in moderation, it's really not that bad. But if smoking is not for you, then that's not a problem. I appreciate if you hit that like button anyway, and I'll see you in the next video. But if you are into, cigars or possibly pipe already, then, stick around and I'll talk to you a little bit about my journey into pipe as this helicopter is passing by. There's also a lot of fireworks you'll hear in the background. Now, the reason that I started smoking pipe is pipe is something that I've tried many years ago. A buddy of mine actually introduced me to it one time on the golf course. And I smoked it a little bit. He left me a pipe and I tried it for like a month or so, but really I just stuck with cigars for the last number of years. Pipe is something that's always intrigued me. Both are very relaxing hobbies. Both I do, just to hang out in the backyard. I love just, after I've done cleaning up the yard and, just hanging out back here and enjoying my work, or even on a Sunday morning with some coffee, hanging out in the front of the house with my wife and, just enjoying a nice smoke. It's really relaxing. Now, there are some similarities between cigar and pipe, but there's also a number of differences. First off, it's pure tobacco. That's all it is. Unlike cigarettes, there aren't a number of chemicals and things like that are added to it. Yes, there is nicotine because it's tobacco, but again, moderation should be okay. The biggest thing that is different between cigars and pipe, and that's really what's been drawing me more to the pipe, is I guess you could kind of say the ritual of smoking, where with a cigar, cigar's already rolled. At least me, I don't roll my own cigars. So the cigar's already rolled. There is some technique to cutting it, how you light it, and obviously how you smoke it. But outside of that, it's a pretty simple thing to do. With pipe, there's a lot more to consider. First, you have your pipe itself. Now, there's tons of options when it comes to the shape, the material, the brands. These can get pretty expensive. You can get budget ones. Your standard, you've probably seen corncob pipe made famous by Popeye, but you got your corncob pipes. So you could probably get, for like 10 bucks on Amazon, a good quality pipe that's gonna, do the job. You can get up into the thousands depending on, the brand and, if it's a classic or a collectible, things like that. There's just a lot to do with pipes themselves. And then of course you have the shapes, different shapes and things like that. This is a Pearwood pipe picked up on Amazon. I think it was like 30 bucks. The thing that drew me to this is just the shape of it. It's got a really cool shape, fits really nicely in my hand, and it smokes well. Like in any hobby, there's gonna be extremists or snobs, if you want to call them that, people that are going to give you a hard time, whether it's because you don't have a specific pipe or tobacco. And we'll talk about the tobaccos right now too. But it is what it is. Just like whiskey, whatever whiskey you like, that's what you like. Same with pipe. As long as you have a good quality pipe that's constructed well, and if you enjoy how it smokes, smoke it. Now after the pipe, obviously you have your tobacco. There's a number of different types of tobacco. Here I have a Sutliff custard, vanilla custard, which is known as aromatic. It's kind of what drew me to pipe as opposed to cigar. Again, I still enjoy cigars. I don't have cigars that are flavored. I just go with usually a nice medium or mild cigar, Connecticut wrapper, things like that. But I really enjoy aromatics. Now aromatics are the ones that have a little bit of flavor. You can taste a little bit of flavor on it, but the difference is between this and a cigar. My wife enjoys Tatiana cigars, which are flavored cigars. And I don't enjoy those too much because you get a stronger taste of the sweetness of the flavor because the flavor is touching your lips as you're smoking the cigar. Whereas with the pipe, you're not getting that because you're obviously putting the pipe itself onto your lips, not the tobacco itself. So you get more of a hint of that flavor, and I just love the way that this smells. The aromatic is it's beautiful. Now, there are people that you know, have a negative mindset on aromatics. They prefer things like English blends, which is another type of tobacco, or I think it's called Virginia Perique vapors, also known as. It's stuff that I'm learning as I'm getting deeper into the hobby, but I prefer aromatics, at least right now. Now that may change down the road, but this is what really is drawing me to pipe as opposed to cigar, because you know, I really enjoy the aroma. And obviously I'm a fragrance guy. I like aromas, I like notes. And the notes that you get in some of these tobaccos, it's beautiful to me. I really enjoy the smell. The other part is, like with a cigar, cigars are already rolled. They're pre-rolled when you buy them. I don't roll them myself, but you do have to pack your pipe every time you smoke it. And there's a bit of a technique that comes behind that. You can't just, you know, stuff this in here too tightly or too loosely, just like your cigar. If it's too tight, you're not going to get too much of a draw. If you pack your bowl too tight, it's not going to give you that much of a draw either. But that's part of what I enjoy, is learning how to pack the pipe to fit your particular taste and your preference. But just hanging in the backyard like I'm doing right now, enjoying a nice smoke. You know, sometimes my wife and I will come back here, have an Irish coffee. If you haven't watched that video, I'll make sure to link it right here. Make sure you catch that, because that's a great drink that would accompany a cigar or pipe beautifully. But anyway, like I was saying, my wife and I will come hang out here after dinner. She'll have her cigar, I'll have my pipe or a cigar, and just enjoy each other's company. You know, we'll play some chess or just hang out, listen to music and talk. And it's just a really enjoyable experience. Either one, whichever you prefer, cigar or pipe. But that's really all I wanted to kind of talk about today, is just kind of introducing you to this new hobby that I'm starting to get into and learning more about. Now I am going to get into more detail as far as pipe, deeper into different types of tobacco, how, you know, to smoke it, and a lot of different technical aspects when it comes to it, maintenance, care, things like that, because you do have to keep these clean. But those are for topics for future videos. Right now it's just something I wanted to share with you. If you are into pipe smoking, let me know in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you let me and YouTube know by hitting that like button. Also, subscribe and tap the notification bell again so you join the growing EG family. And remember, being a gentleman is an everyday thing. Happy smoking, fellas.
We bop and bippity hop, I'm as happy as I can be.